Today, I need to clean out my fridge, and I also want to stop going to the grocery store for as many days as possible and see what we can use. I'm just taking you through my fridge without having cleaned it out first or anything, so it doesn't look super organized. There is a method to our madness, but a lot of things do get shoved into the back or they fall over. People just put things in quickly, so at least it ends up back into the fridge, but it's not always organized the way that I would want it to be. So I'm just going to reach behind everything, make sure that I pull out anything that has kind of got shoved to the back, and then pull out any kind of leftovers that I want to make sure we can use either for breakfast, lunch, or even dinner today, and then see what we have left after that. Some of this stuff needs to get put into the freezer. I do have quite a bit of leftover things here, like this chicken breast. Just one little piece will be good for one person's lunch. Leftover broccoli. There is some produce in there that's fresh, and then we have our standard egg drawer that I keep a little bit of meat in for a quick dinner option. Of course, we have our cheese drawer that's really full. I don't have to take anything out of there except for this big pack of bacon ends and pieces. I want to separate that and stick them into my freezer for different portions. And then here I have several breakfast prep items. So we've been going through those these last couple of days. Lots of yogurt still, fruit bars, and then we have a good selection of beef jerky and processed meats, things for sandwiches. Back here, I have some fruit, extra milk, and then just some random dips and sauces. And of course, all of our condiments. There's even some mayo there that is for my business. This is some leftovers from our sushi night. So I have sushi rice, spicy crab mixture, some mayo sauce, and then I have just the toppings for it. We have some cooked lentils that I can separate. And then I also have plenty of fruit and vegetables, whether it's frozen or some here in this bowl. We've got a little bit of oranges, apples, a whole bag of potatoes, some onions, and then lots of pantry staples. So I won't have to go to the store for any of those kind of items either. Some random bits and pieces for some kind of lunches, and lots of breakfast cereals, oatmeal, nuts, snacks, things like that. So I know that we're all stocked up on this kind of thing for quite a few months actually. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out some things for breakfast today that are just straggly pieces that I know can get taken out right away. We're going to finish up most of our breakfast prep that I did the other day and then put together some fruit, the last of the cottage cheese, and then we also have some random protein shakes that haven't gotten finished, or maybe that's a flavor that I don't prefer, but I know that my kids would enjoy it. Since it's not an entire bottle of protein, it'll still be enough for them. So I portioned out everyone's breakfast from our meal prep that I had gotten done. I went ahead and just condensed it into one container, and that got rid of 2 boxes from our fridge. Next, I moved on to organizing my freezer. So here I have a bunch of banana puree that I just mashed up from some really ripe bananas. I'm going to use that for some breads and what have you. We have lots of breakfast sandwiches, breakfast waffles, friendship bread that was given to us, some breakfast nuggets, lots of ice cream snacks, and of course our Go-Gurt for the kids. I also have some frozen berries that my husband picked up for us, some vegetables, and some little meal prep things, whether it was from leftover dinner one night. This is some gumbo that I'm going to be pulling out for Dakota's lunches. We have lots of prepped meat, breakfast meat, sausage, Canadian bacon, meal prep there. And then there's some other items in here that have already been cooked ahead of time, like this chicken breast I stuck in the freezer. We've also got some deli meat that's left over from my business. So we're pretty stocked up down here. And of course, our deep freezer out in the shed is really full. So we are so stocked up with meat and fruit and vegetables, we won't need to be buying anything like that either. So this chicken, I'm going to keep it fresh, put it in my drawer here in the fridge, and use that later tonight and tomorrow. And then I'm going to start taking care of all these leftovers, figure out where we're going to incorporate them in our meal plan. So here's that sushi bowl stuff. I've also got these wonton wrappers. I need to get those in the freezer. And there's some stuff that kind of fell back here. Unfortunately, that expired, so I'm going to toss that. And this hummus is still good, so I'm going to stick that over with my dips and everything. Kind of separate all of these leftovers into one area and then get all of the things back in their own category. I want to put together all of the berries that we have from smaller jars all back into one larger jar. And if you haven't been putting berries into mason jars, I'm telling you, it is a game changer. They will stay fresh for weeks. It's so awesome. So I also want to get all of these dips down where they belong. I like to keep cheese and salsa, all of our toppings for tacos in one area with the Greek yogurt that we use in place of sour cream. There's jalapenos back there. I put my hummus over there. And then we have to deal with all of our condiments that have kind of gotten out of control. So put them back where they belong on the Lazy Susan. And then I have mayo that I specifically use for my business and not for our household. So I like to keep any kind of salad dressings or mayo in a bottom drawer of my fridge, separated from our household products. So for my lunch today, I am pulling out the sushi bowl leftovers. And then I'm going to also have the crab ragoon with it. And then for the kids, I'm making them some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They'll also have a banana and some grapes, milk, and then all of the other leftovers that we have, I'm sticking onto the top shelf right out in the open, all categorized together so that I will see them, and then we can use those for lunch tomorrow. And that is how the fridge looks today on day 1 of our pantry challenge. If you want to see the last Use It Up challenge that I did back in July, make sure you click the video link down below. I have a whole playlist for that entire month. And of course, until the next video, I'll see you in those comments.